Hey guys, welcome back to Everlasting Summer, the one pioneer story. And then I disappeared, just like that. Xenia kept her eyes fixed on the book, but the story seemed to start to interest her. Why not? The timely departure is a great skill, you know, and I'm a master of it, if anything. Yeah, you're the master of everything. She put the book down and hugged me. Slavya, who was clearly swimming in our direction, seemed to notice it and turned around towards the beach. Well, I didn't get even to the main part, and not here after all. I shyly turned away from her. Senior clearly didn't take that and moved away from me, or didn't like that. I'm tired of these stories of yours. They're always all wanting the same. Let me tell you mine for a change. And what about, I wonder? Like how I got here, for example. I've heard 100 times already, and I've heard yours 200. For Zinnia, Sovyanak didn't start with our meeting and the checklist because I always had, have, and will my first day of the session after she had already spent a week in the camp. Do you know that feeling when the time has stopped and when you can't die even if you really want to? Well, yeah, like here in this camp. No, it was always easier for me here. People behave more honestly, properly. No one really bullies anyone. There's none of, at the very least. That malice that was everywhere then before. Do you remember? I didn't answer. I can just read books, talk to people. Someone needs me. Someone considers me a friend. I have responsibilities. It seemed like Xenia was ready to burst into tears. Alright, what am I getting? Anyway, this one time I just woke up because of the excessive shaking of the 410 bus. But have you ever taken that bus? I nodded. Well, I never did. We didn't even have bus routes with 3 digits in our town. I didn't really understand what had happened yet, and the girl sitting near me says to me, "Hi, my name's Slavya." Slavya? What Slavya? Slavya who? Of course I was confused, but tried not to show it. When we arrived at the camp, and a thing started to get stirred up, and then it happened again, and then again. Xenia sighed, "And I've seen you many times. Was you with Slavya, Lisa, Lena?" She quietly gritted her teeth. "But that wasn't me. We've been over that 100 times already, and now you're starting again. You, not you. You're all like peas in a pod. I was in your camps too, right? But she was not at all like the real me. Exactly. Distinguishing the original from the fake is not as hard as you think. Yes, because the fakes get renewed every time, and the originals stay. It's not like that at all. As if you know everything. What does it matter?" I hugged Xenia tight and closed my eyes. Wow, this is kind of weird. Him and Xenia, that is just weird. Okay, well, I woke up covered in sweat, my heart beating like mad. The rising sun was unbearably hot, though it was no later than 6 or 7 a.m. by the looks of it. What the hell happened to me? The sinister pioneer? What was that? Maybe it was just a dream, a hallucination. Right now I'm ready to believe in that. I'm in anything at all. Someone was slowly walking towards me across the square. I stared and recognized the camp leader. "So you're at it again," she said threateningly, leaning over me. That made me get up from the bench and make a step back. And here I thought yesterday was a misunderstanding. And you, I'm just speechless to do something like that to a girl. What's she even talking about? What girl? What does she need from me, damn it? At least the camp leader looked like usual. That calmed me down a little. "So answer me. You think you'll just get away with it this time? I'll call the police. I'll even take it to the secretary of all the union Komsomol organization." Okay, what's that? She was puffing so much that she went red and started to pant. "In my camp, all you in general, this behavior from the camp leader didn't surprise me one bit, but I felt uneasy because my mind was still returning to the events of the past night, leaving a depressing, painful feeling close to embarrassment about something done while in drunken haze. The strangest thing was that I didn't care about the camp leader shouting aloud and near a meter away from me. "Shut up already, okay? Shouting like there's a fire. What do you even know about my problems?" "I know about problems. You think you got a problem here? Oh, Pioneer was almost right. What a disaster." I grit my teeth and casting a menacing look at the camp leader that sent a flicker of fear across her face. "How about I tell you the real problem? Not those in your little imaginary world. They'll just go to hell. You're just a waste of time. On the other hand, I always have more than enough of that time." A fretful thought suddenly flashed through my head. What if everything will always be like this now? Or if I lose control over this world forever, any pioneer girl will be able to split in my face at will. Spit, not split. Well, and the camp leader will lecture me like electronic. But that's worse than death. Anyway, I gotta go. I flung at the camp leader, who still hasn't recovered from the shock, and went wherever my legs would carry me. But really, what is death for me personally? It seems like I've long since ceased to understand the concept of the idea, the very concept of the idea. Because if I can't disappear, if I'm destined to live through the very same week in this damned camp, time and time again, then maybe death is losing itself. Losing my power over the world, having uncertainty ahead. But that's even worse than the fate of any regular human. Their life is a game with an unhappy ending. There is no ability to save your progress. My life is gone. My life is a game with no ending, with the ability to save. What would they call such a life? If I could only remember how it is to be a regular man, they probably would call this hell. In this particular cycle, where even the soulless dolls humiliate me, is its last circle. I was ready to lose my mind, if only I could. All the thoughts that had been diligently driving away from myself suddenly surged with a new strength, returning long-forgotten feelings, and it turned out to be right in the end. I was always convincing myself that I am right, not them, because I am alive and they disappeared while chasing empty illusions. But they disappeared and I stayed. And who got the better part of it in the end? An already familiar snicker sounded nearby. Looks like you understood something today. I know who you are. My voice sounded calm, but the heart was beating madly like never before. Oh, really? It'd be interesting to hear. You're the same as me, a pioneer but from another cycle. But didn't you always think that the others were no more than... But didn't you always think that the others were no more after Simon drove off on the bus that time? You thought that you were alone now in all the endless camps. I could be wrong, as hard as it was for me to admit. That possibility existed. You wrong? Why, that cannot be. Whatever, what do you need? Did you just come to mock me for what I've been doing here? Or doing before? Whatever. You're saying that as if you feel guilty. I don't feel guilty in any way. That's none of your business. Just answer the question. Or maybe you're right. The pioneer thought for a moment. Though it's a sin to laugh at the miserable. I suddenly felt a distinct desire to punch that disgusting smile off his face. After all, am I a trembling creature, or do I have the right? Who allowed him impose his ways in my world? Get lost. I shouted, jumped up, and swung my fist at him as hard as I could, but my hand just flew through a haze that disappeared in the air, and I lost my balance, painfully falling to the ground. When the pain abated a bit, I felt as if someone was standing nearby, and deep in the bushes was a peeping, sassy little pioneer girl. You got what you deserved. Russian text that I don't understand? Guess you're not as brave with your peers. Oh, you. It was so unexpected that I even forgot what I wanted to say. Doesn't it surprise you at all that man just dissolved into thin air right in front of you? Well, things happen. Maybe it's some trick. It doesn't matter anyways. You got what you had coming. Not wanting to put up with these insults any longer, I abruptly jumped her and rushed at her. But the girl was skillfully running through the trees while I had to spend precious seconds dodging the branches that slashed at my face, her look sticking out, as well as invisible gullies. And earning a couple of bumps and scratching my bloody hands, I finally caught up with her at the square. But not so fast after all, are you? That's not easy as running from some half-wits. Let go of me. Get off. The pioneer girl was crying. Suddenly I felt a strong blow to my back. Everything was swarmed before my eyes, and the ground came at me with tremendous speed. So you're into children, too? Who is this? That's it. Get him. A blow to the belly. I simply covered my head with my arms. Not so cool now, are you? Who is it? Another hit. By that point I was ready to lose consciousness, but gathering the last bits of strength, raised myself onto my elbows and rolled several meters to the side. Blood was flowing into my eyes, turning the crowd of pioneers beating me up into a continuous red haze. This is, of course, not the best educational method, but quite an effective one, I think. But who the hell knows what the camp leader's voice? What are you doing? Enough. Whoa. Did you read Don Quixote? Sonia was sitting near me, murmuringly swinging her feet. Yeah, but I hardly remember what it was about by now. Windmills, and all your stories are like fights with windmills. With windmills, please. And even if there is no mill, you will surely build one, cause you just have to fight something. You're saying that as if it's some kind of masochist, aren't you? She smiled slyly. Xenia, what would I do without her? Sometimes I thought that everything's happening with me in this camp wasn't that bad, if this reward was waiting for me at the end. I pulled her to myself and kissed her. Wait, what if someone sees? Xenia blushed and resisted, but more for show, if anything. It doesn't concern you often. No, but anyway, where was I? The windmills? Yeah, no. You still can't settle down. Like, if you had ridden that bus that time like all the normal people, and wouldn't have met you. As if you'd been meeting me before. Always Slavya, Elisa, Lena. She gripped. See, that's what I mean. I've done everything right. The hell with you, alpha male, a hair on my foot. Let's stop talking about the past. We've got a whole life ahead of us. And a whole life of being trapped. Are we going back to where he's being beat up right now? Hey, you alive? The cold water splashed onto my face, and with difficulty I managed to open my bunched up eye. Over me was leaning a pioneer. You again. What, they didn't fish me off and you decided to help? Well, go ahead, then get on with it. Somewhere deep inside, I was even happy for such a turn of events. Finally, this broken, vicious circle will be torn apart. No, you don't understand. I'm not him. Who are you then? I don't care already. It would be so nice to die now and even this loop go on to a new one. I guess never before did I want to so hard for the endless cycle of my life to continue. The only important thing for me is to obey the long-established rules. Don't you understand? The pioneer said with anguish. No, I don't play these games anymore. Really, they decided to place me in the shoes of that idiot? Is that some kind of game and I'm a green noob for them? I'm not on my server. Anyway, I don't care. I try to get up, but the pain made me just moan and lean against the nearby trunk. Although if I have to spend 5.5 more days in this damn loop, I will obviously have to make certain compromises. Okay, I don't care who you are or why you're here, but if you really want to help me, I won't refuse. If he really is the one he wants to look like, then I can expect help from him. Yes, of course. Bring me something to drink then. The pioneer quickly jumped and disappeared behind the trees. Did he run to the canteen? What a dumbass. Well, that's not very nice. Time was dragging treacherously slowly. I lost the phone either during the fight or even before that, so I couldn't tell how much time passed since the moment the pioneer ran for the water. But in any case, he should have been back already. My injuries were hurting unbearably. I think I was starting to get a fever. Could that be an infection? I could simply die. That could at least have beaten me to death. But now, I have to lie here and wait for the end in agony. Just you wait. Next time I'll show you all. The fear does cease to exist for me simply because no one can only fear something that scares him. In my case, death would be a salvation. So I could hardly believe that. More likely the next time, everything will repeat itself, which means I'll have to struggle, have to fight for myself for my life, same as the first times. To do everything, not become a whiner and a snot-nose like that one. Barely managed to get up on my feet, I stumbled towards the camp. It was getting dark. I probably asked the pioneer what happened after I lost consciousness during the beating at the square. Maybe they're looking for me, or they think I'm dead, or already dead. In any case, I should be careful. Right now, the various skills obtained during the time spent on these endless loops will be useful. But a one-handed, one-legged cripple hardly makes a good fighter. At first glance, the square looked empty. No pioneers, no birds, none of the squirrels that plentifully inhabited the forest around the camp. And the air was ringing with a dangerous silence, like the lull before a fight, or like a minefield bypassed by both people and beasts. Take a step and you'll be blown to pieces. If only it was really so easy. But I just can't stand and wait. I had to get to the infirmary, wash and bandage my wounds, drink a painkiller and antibiotics. The first step toward the square was difficult to take, more because of aggressive tension than my battle wounds. I somehow dragged myself to the end of it, walked along the narrow pathway, reached the infirmary, and already started to mess with the lock. Then I suddenly heard a familiar rustle in the bushes nearby. Certainly that's not a beast or a bird, that's a human. Though I understand well that the rampaging pioneers won't hide themselves. They act openly now. I don't know who's hiding there, but you better get out or else what? In this condition, I can hardly even pose more of a threat than that arrogant little girl. It's just me. The shy pioneer almost whispered, coming out of her cover. Oh, it's she, I asked sarcastically. Alone? And where are the others? Though yes, you alone will be sufficient. No, I can go if I'm disturbing you. Stay. Things can't get any worse anyway. I was vainly messing with the lock. Of course, it wasn't hard for me to pick it, even with a toothpick or a match. But for that, I needed healthy fingers. Well, mine were all covered with hematomas and bruises. Their every second joint dislocated. The most complicated action I'm capable of now was holding the pioneer flag, I idly swinging it over my head. A dumb pastime on its own, but the local pioneers can make me do worse. Maybe I can help. How? With moral support? I've gotta. She stopped mid-sentence and held out a bunch of keys to me. How? Yes, I didn't expect something like this, but it wasn't really a surprise. I had other things on my mind. I took them from Slavya. Just like that? You want me to tell me she gave me... Ugh. Just like that, you want to tell me that she gave them to you without even asking why you needed them? Well, I said I don't feel well, and I didn't want to bother her, so I could go to the infirmary myself. Yeah, great pretext, slyness, archness, and pretense. They say that behind every strong man stands a strong woman. I remembered about the second pack of Cosmos that the pioneer gifted to me. The cigarettes turned out to be considerably crumpled, but I still managed to find a couple of intact ones. Okay, the keys will really be useful. That was smart of you. Thank you. The girl smiled almost unnoticeably. What if she really isn't hiding what if she really isn't hiding a knife behind her back? Where are these thoughts even coming from? The presumption of innocence had never worked in this world so far. Especially now deeming everyone around to be hostile. A priori, what's that? Well, with the most correct thing to do. Carefully looked the girl up and down. What, is there something wrong with me? I just don't know. You better tell me, is everything right with you or not? I don't understand you. The pioneer girl was clearly embarrassed and upset. While she's at least pretending to be good, I should use it. It will be hard to bandage all my wounds by myself, with unbanding arms. Don't mind if you really want the help. The infirmary was brightly illuminated by the fluorescent lamps hanging from the ceilings. With some difficulty, I clambered onto the couch and tried to take my shirt off. Let me help. Okay, go on. On the right and left sides around my belly were reddening, terrible-looking patches of bruises. I must have broken several ribs, or maybe it's the other way around. Only a few of them remained unbroken. Every moment echoed with pain and sigh. Alright, can't you be more careful? Sorry. The pioneer started to undress me zestfully even. Finally, I was left only my shorts. Wait, we have to wipe the wounds with iodine? Or is that iodine? Whatever, and disinfect them. Yeah, sure. So I would look like a brown bear? No thanks. Let's do it with hydrogen peroxide in the disk drawer. The pioneer didn't argue. Those hydrogen peroxide or iodine doesn't deny now. It still stings the same. I had to make an inhuman effort to not shout out loud. Does it hurt? What do you think? I hissed through clenched teeth. Then the pioneer started to bandage me. Every time she got to the bandage on the other side, she was almost pressing herself against me. Here, Lena said with the feeling of duty well done. She's overacting. The thought flashed through my head. Yes, that's better. Now that I really felt better, but I was just more certain that I would almost heal no later than tomorrow. But that will be tomorrow. I tried to get and walk to the jug cabinet, but my head started spinning, and I sit down on the couch again. Get me Anglian well, that. I really forget the contents of the local medicine chest. I raised my hand to my forehead. It was hot. Something for the tennis. I don't know. It's written there in the instructions. The girl bustled about and soon returned with a pile of multicolored pills. What's that? Like you asked. I was taking a risk, of course. But it clearly couldn't get any worse. I wanted to wash it down. I swallowed the pills and barely managed to chase myself out on the couch. The pioneer girl sat in a chair nearby and stared at me patiently. What does she need after all? Suspense was tiring. I just wanted to sleep to drift off and forget about this mad world for at least some time. Or better yet, wake up in another one. Let them end what they've begun and finish me off. Or this sugar. How long are you planning to sit in here? If I'm disturbing you, I can leave. No, you're not. Suddenly in my head appeared a wild but senseless idea. You can even help. The girl gave me an inquiring look. Take that jar, see? I barely raised a hand and pointed at that medicine cabinet. Now draw a syringe from it. Okay. You mean you're serious about it? Zinnia's face was burning and her voice sounded not even surprised, scared. Quiet. No, you must really be out of your mind. What's the big ideal? Even in the worst case, the new loop in a couple of days, no one will remember about it. Oh well, that's enough already. So your answer is no? My answer is stop bullying me. She tried to get up, but I firmly caught her by my hands. Hey. Instead of trying to break free, Xenia laughed and pressed herself against me. Are you really not joking? What if we do get out of here after all? You haven't talked about that for a while. I haven't, but I am now. If in the real world you expect me to just forget and pretend you haven't said anything now, then no, both here in the real world my words are sincere. Even so, it's just hard to believe so suddenly. What's sudden about it? How long have we known each other? I've lost count of the loops. I'm still counting them. Stan said quietly and hugged me even tighter. Wow. Okay. The girl obediently filled the syringe with colorless, transparent liquid and handed it to me. No, when did you ever see a patient giving himself injections? But I don't know how to. There's nothing difficult about it. It's just for me that in this world there was still one and only taboo: suicide. I was ready and even wanted to die at the hint of mad pioneers or lethal injection, but ending my own life. For some reason it seemed that I shouldn't. I couldn't even explain why and never tried to check. Maybe it was all because of the fear and uncertainty that possessed me in the 24 hours, or maybe it's all much simpler and the reason is a simple self-preservation instinct. Regardless, I was sure that if I killed by someone, I would immediately wake up in a new loop, but ready for everything now. The only problem was the fact that this girl wasn't clearly going to help me with my voluntary quietus. What if I do something wrong? It's better to call the nurse. I'll be back soon. Whatever she just said. The nurse was the last thing I damn well needed here right now. Wait. I barely raised myself up the elbow and grabbed her by the hand. Don't worry. I've done it 100 times and I'll teach you too. There's nothing difficult about it. The girl wavered. First, take the torrent, whatever that word is. Wait, what would she need a torque in that? It's used when taking the blood. Okay, don't take the torrent, whatever that word is. The pioneer laid the blah 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 on the table near me. I moved my left hand to the side to make it more convenient for her. Maybe we shouldn't after all. I won't even feel anything. Her hands were shaking and the needle jumping left and right. If she misses her vein, it won't be pretty. Enthusiasm through the drugs when Soviet medical get is a precarious pleasure as is. Don't look at me like that, the girl suddenly said. I'm looking at you, Hal. Don't get distracted. I can't do it like this. Okay, oh, here we go. I made a helpless sign and took my hand away from her. Okay, forget it. I'll just sleep and be alright tomorrow. Don't forget to turn the lights off and close the door when you leave. The girl immediately headed towards the exit, but froze halfway. Are you really in a lot of pain? I really am. What does it matter? I'll just endure it. I could do it only if you close your eyes. So if I close them, what will change? It'll be easier for me, like you're sleeping. Her eyes smiled. Okay, I'll close them. Doesn't seem to be anything scary. The girl walked up to me and took the syringe. So, yes. I closed my eyes, and at the same second, a thought flashed in my brain. Why am I even trusting her so blindly? Just half an hour ago, when standing on the porch, I was thinking very differently. Ted pressed me to the couch with a strength that made me unable to move my arms or legs. This bitch. The Spaniard girl with the tourniquet in her hands leaned me over me. A sec later, tightened around my neck. What are you? I wheezed. Even at this depth, I was urging for it. She had me like this, and I being strangled with the tourniquet. Wait, I'm not already. The pioneer was pulling even harder, a mad grimace on her face, mouth grinning a devilish smile, sucking eyes, open wide, and it seemed to glow with some unnatural light. I apparently tried to break free. The injuries and fatigue didn't let me. Here comes it, anaximia. Everything's getting blurry in front of my eyes. I closed them, but the imprint of that crazy grimace is still left on the inner side of my eyelids. At the edge of my mind, I hear the creak of the door opening. The devilish pioneer loosened their grip, and then faces of another girl is already leaning over me. Let's go, now, the familiar voice whispers to me. Someone helped me get up. I leaned on them and stumbled away from the infirmary. Oh, so this is where the beginning was at. I remember this scene from the very beginning of the first part of this Let's Play, whatever you guys want to call visual novel series. So is this going to be the end or what? Um, okay, it's getting kind of annoying now. Can we just get to where he's going? Thank you. I think. Yeah. We were going slowly, often stumbling and bumping into everything. I was passing out and coming to all the time, but just couldn't raise my head and was only looking at my feet. The paving stone in front of the infirmary gave way to the asphalt of the square and then to earth, covered by fallen leaves and fir needles. At last we stopped, and with difficulty I sank to the ground and looked around. Seemed like this thing clearing, and the pioneer jogged me too. I'm walking in some hellish circles today. I tried to smirk, but coughed immediately. The back of my head got covered in blood. Here, drink. The girl handed me a cold flask. I barely took several gulps and looked at my savior. She seemed to me the same familiar girl, but something was out of tune with her usual image. After all, I smiled suited this pioneer girl more than an expression of a cold determination that was frozen on her face. I didn't really know what to say. I've already been mistaken once about that maniac in the infirmary and let myself relax for a second. Now I'm going to have to be wary till the end of this time. Though the unbearable pain in my body and my spinning head didn't let me concentrate even for a moment. What's this all? Shit, no need to talk. You'll get worse. I know it all. The girl said and looked at me carefully, as if contrary to her own words. She was waiting for an answer. I know everything about you. I'm actually also real. How the damn hell are you real? We met yesterday. I haven't noticed anything real about you. I coughed up blood again. Is this one of your jokes again? I continued quieter. You can't just kill me, you can't, right? You have to torture to mock me and want me to go mad. Then I realized all this had already happened once, though, and how our roles were swapped. No, it's not like that at all. You've got it wrong. You weren't talking to me yesterday. All I'm explaining is like you don't understand yourself. The pioneer girl frowned. Didn't you ever meet your own copies? There definitely was logic in her words that I couldn't find a flaw in right away. Well, maybe. And why do you need all this to help me, I mean? Because you are the same as me. Real. Isn't it natural? Wouldn't you do the same in my place? If only she knew what I've done before. But what if she isn't lying? After all, I didn't meet other people than me in this world before. Thanks, if so. This girl didn't answer anything, only smiled. But I still don't understand. How did you? I met you 1,000 times before, and all of them were bots. It's hard to explain, and there's no time now. No time. Are you in a hurry for something? Not only me. Soon we will all escape here. You mean from this loop to a new one? No, I mean from this camp for good. What do you mean? I broke into a dumb smile. I've already thought of here with there being an exit from this place has seemed absurd to me for a long time now. Don't tell me you want to stay here forever. Well, I've kind of been here forever already. Well, I guess he didn't get out because he was in here still, so, I propose you reject, okay? No, wait, you just got me wrong. Though, why wrong, actually? Am I really ready to go back to the real world? It's alien, hostile to me now, as this has become my home. But that home lies in ruins, robbed and burnt. Will I be able to build anew? Yeah, so what do you want then? Okay, but how? You don't have to propose, I just take your words for it, right? If you really understand my situation, you won't refuse to explain. Fine, but not now. We have to make sure there's no pursuit. Wait. But the pioneer wasn't listening to me, and a second later she disappeared in the vivid greenery. Just wonderful. I wouldn't trust her. Okay, guys. I'm going to end the video here. I'll have another one maybe tonight or tomorrow. So, guys, just thanks for watching this part. I believe this DLC story is actually a lot shorter than the real one. So yeah, so this won't be too much of a long playthrough. So yeah, so I'll see you guys next time.